Sorry for the inconvenience as our cameras end up cutting off. Well, but anyway, the ring is all for Emily Crawford. So she's saying that pretty much everyone inside this arena in the entirety of Pittsburgh knows who she is. And look, I've been here for the longest, but I'm willing to try and win my match by any means. But I'm gonna add a little challenge to it. Fans leaning into it. And he said that, hey, you know what? Just to make win for my next match in under 5 minutes. Production, cue my music. And now, Emily Crawford walking now, feeling confident about her next matchup here tonight. But now we immediately go into our main event tonight. So ladies and gentlemen, we enter our co-main event tonight. And just give me a minute while I edit this. Alright, sorry for that long pause, but we are back. And for our co-main event here tonight of EWL Onslaught in Pittsburgh. Now I'm getting that sign that we are seeing something in the water here tonight. And I'm not sure if it's going to be a good idea. Well, for anyone that tried to go swimming in Pittsburgh, because there is a shark in the water. Now for Rachel Macko, making her way down to the rink. Now, get this, and I got word, and I actually end up getting word from the EWL saying that Rachel Macko is actually going to be one of the roster, what happens to like to be part of well, a roster known as Zenith Pro Wrestling. That is correct. Now, not much info has been revealed of what Zenith Pro Wrestling is, but what we do know is that Zenith Pro Wrestling is, it's actually run by, I want to assume, one of the best women in the effect scene, in my personal preference, that being Gar Hendricks. And that's what that company is run by. And so, I think we actually ended up getting into contact with Rachel Macko, for pretty much trying to recruit her within Zenith Pro. Now, obviously, for those that do want that type of information, you would have to go onto the Zenith Pro Wrestling Twitter account. Now, as for Rachel Macko, I have no question too. But for Rachel Macko, we're still having the jacket on and ready for a fight. And here comes Jennifer Loco. Jennifer Loco coming out here tonight. But word from Brittany Turner, our general manager for all three brands at the moment. Very much at the full moment, that's being where Brittany Turner will pretty much has just made this official saying, in the main event tonight, we will be crowning we will be crowning an inaugural women's heavyweight champion tonight. And you will see that main event happening rather shortly. Now, the two women that will be fighting to be the inaugural champion, I think you probably already know. But, no spoilers at the moment. Well, actually, fuck it, we are going to spoil it. But, technically, the two women that are in the main event, that being here in Pittsburgh, it's going to be a blast. So now, the match is going on between Jennifer Loco and Rachel Macko. Technically, not the both competitors being taken onto the outside. It's not looking very well here for both women, as I would say. And I'm trying to find this. And that is anyway, co-main event consisting of Rachel Macko and Jennifer Loco. Not much is said about how this match ended up coming about, but I will say that these two are just willing for a fight. And it's a fight, both of them are going to win. Now, Rachel Macko, I want to assume that with the high tie covered now by Macko, and to kick out two. Now for Rachel Macko, wisely stalking out the play here. I know if that's more of a good idea. Very much that both comparative man to get back in at count of 8. And now Jennifer Loco trying to go for somewhat of a rear naked choke on a Shark woman, which I don't even know if that's possible. But now off the bottom springboard. For pretty much Mako. There could be in a bit of trouble trying to fight her way out of danger, but there's a snapmare, and there you see was pretty much the rear naked choke of what she called it, the Megalodon's bite, and it's locked in. Oh, nope, never mind. It's not locked in. Cover now with a raised suplex by Jennifer Loco to kick out at 2. Now for a bit of a power bomb and a final flash was connecting onto the face of Mako. Cover now by Jennifer Loco. And it's another kick out at 2. And Jennifer Loco being rightfully shocked at the fact that Mako is not going down. And now here comes for Jennifer Loco trying to go for a double stomp off the top rope. Now being slam on pretty much back first. I'm not even sure. Like, that's a good way to go out or some sort. But I guess it works. And you can hear the crowd just chanting one more time. And now the Rachel Mako going for cover. By Jennifer Loco, trying to at least keep the land sharks down. But it is not going well. Well, I think it actually is kind of going well. Kind of concentrate on both looking at this point when I'm in a new server, but now go for like a twisting cross splash for Jennifer Loco, but now it's a little bit of a back and forth between Jennifer Loco and Mako. Now there's a kick into the knee. That might actually be a way to put down Mako, and a shining wizard to the back of the head. Covered now by Jennifer Loco. And Loco gets the win. Now Jennifer Loco started taking the win and noticing from Mako pretty much face cracked open after Loco pulling out her hand. And, Mako refusing to shake the hand of her opponent in sign of respect. But Mako saying, nah, I ain't doing that shit. And I would say that Mako is kind of in the right, but now it is time for our main event and to figure out who will be walking out of here as the inaugural Women's Heavyweight Champion, whether it will be Cassie Walker or Jaden Ellis. And that match will be happening right after this commercial break. I don't have actual commercials because I'm broke as a motherfucker right now, but we will be back. Alright, yet again, sorry for the long ass dramatic commercial break. But ladies and gentlemen, we are back for our main event. And we are, as a matter of fact, in the home. So, technically, like a few hours away from the hometown of Cassidy Walker, and that being, that being Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. However, we're not over in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. As a matter of fact, we are in Pittsburgh. So Cassidy Walker is saying that pretty much she is pretty much happy to be wrestling pretty much in one of the cities, in one of the cities that she is very happy to be wrestling in. And here comes the woman that will be fighting with her for the title.
From Lincoln, Nebraska,
and now we are looking in ring, Cassidy Walker. Wait, Cassidy biting her lip? Now, we knew that Cassidy Walker had taste, but I never actually expected to have some divine taste in the form of Jaden Allen. As a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, I think there is a photo of Cassidy Walker and Jaden Allen. Hold on, let me look through my phone. Ah, here it is. But this photo was taken, shit, I think it was around the Super Bowl when this photo was taken. Anyways, let's go down to the ring with our ring announcer and our referee holding that beautiful heavyweight championship high in the air. Only one woman could win the belt, however. So it's going to be a fight. And ladies and gentlemen, our women's championship main event is not on, but underway here. Tonight. Cassidy Walker seemed to have a bit of an advantage against the mixed martial arts competitor, that being Jaden Alex, and now countered by Cassidy Walker. Now into a rope, carry it with a suplex. And I like the fact that Cassidy pretty much has some excellent ring awareness, to the fact that she can use the whole ring to better off in her arsenal. Technically, as we just saw, way earlier, after Cassidy pretty much sending her opponent into the ropes and using the momentum of her opponent that's coming off the rope into carrying it into a suplex. That's what you like to see there, and they just saw Jaden Alex try to do almost something similar, but not power slam. And now, pretty much for Cassidy Walker, pretty much trying to at least stay together in the fight. Now they take it another. Now, the one thing that Cassidy does need to avoid is pretty much the strong kicks, or pretty much the strong submissions and kicks of Jaden Alex. Well, because for Jaden, she does have that mixed martial arts background, meaning that she can be highly dangerous, up close, pretty much up close, but also at range. But not only that, never mind, that's for a speed trigger, and then connected to the face of Jaden Alex. Now, for Cassidy, going for a running power slam into almost in center of the ring, covering out onto Jaden, take out 2. You know what, let's just ignore everything we just talked about, but now, for Cassidy Walker, feeling the energy of, I want to say, for her people, as she's feeling the energy of Dome, just decided to now start locking in the championship matchup. So now, for Cassidy, looking to put an end to Jaden Alex to potentially become champion. Now go for a pump handle. Walker bomb. Covered now by Cassidy. And it's a kick out at 2.9. The Cassidy Walker finish. Still can't believe it. Now lifting up Jaden Alex. Favorite to center up the ring. Only for Jaden to free herself. But a counter from Cassidy. You can just hear the Pittsburgh fans going wild for Cassidy. Like, granted, she's home. Now for Cassidy on the top rope, looking to fly, going for the double rotation moonsault, and it connects. We're pretty much putting caution to the absolute limit. Well, coming from Cassidy Walker, but now, Jaden Alex locking in that armbar. As we mentioned before, that for Jaden Alex can be, well, for Miss Martial Arts background, she is like highly dangerous when it comes to close quarter combat and long range, but also, at the expense of it, she can also be dangerous in the form of submission. But now, for Cassidy, wasting no time, trying to get herself balanced onto the top rope for what she calls the Blue Peach Drop. Kind of a hilarious ass name, but it worked in favor of Cassidy. Cover, and Cassidy will win.
Here is your winner, and new women's heavyweight champion, Cassidy Walker.
And you guys heard it here first and seen it with your own eyes. Cassidy Walker was leaving out of Pittsburgh as your inaugural women's heavyweight champion. But I will say this. Cassidy, pretty much completed the hard part. But now, the real task will begin 24 hours from now. So now with that out of the way, we bid you guys farewell, and we will see you guys next time on an episode of EWL Entertainment. Thanks for watching.